Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. I have a few things to talk to you about. So if you haven't already, watch this video. It is about my blighted ovum and miscarriage experience. And I have something to talk to you about that's related to that. Today, my husband and I went to a fertility doctor because we have some concerns. My husband and I have been trying to conceive for about 5 years, basically since the moment that we got together. And it hasn't really happened for us. We did get pregnant this past year in October and had a blighted ovum, which is basically an empty sac that I miscarried right at the end of the year. And that was really disappointing for us. The pregnancy was unexpected because we had kind of given up hope of getting pregnant and we weren't really moving forward. And then I got pregnant and everything changed. I was so thrilled to be pregnant. I wanted nothing more than to be a mom. And I've really only ever known that I wanted to be a mom. And so I knew I would be a mom somehow, whether that be adoption or through natural childbirth. But when that didn't happen, we just kind of, let it simmer, I guess. We didn't really take any action. So when I got pregnant and we realized how much we wanted to be pregnant and I miscarried the sac, part of my grieving process was to take control of the situation and figure something out. And me figuring something out was making a doctor's appointment at a fertility specialist. And that's how we got to where we are today. So we went this morning, we had a really early appointment, and it was a good experience. I'm not gonna say that it was all fun and rainbows because it wasn't, but I didn't have anything to compare it to and I had no idea what to expect. I tried to find some videos on YouTube about the first time going to a fertility specialist, and I couldn't really find anything that was up to date. The only thing I could find talked more about like the procedures and the tests that people went through, and I wasn't really looking for that yet. I wanted to see what happened on day 1 of going to a fertility specialist. So that's what I want to tell you guys about today. So before we got started, I sent an email to the place that I wanted to go that was referred to me by someone I know. And I made the appointment and it was for a couple weeks out. And then they sent me some links and I filled out some paperwork online, and my husband had to fill out some paperwork online. And we just started like moving through that. And it was pretty long. They asked a lot of questions, ones that are normal for a doctor and then ones that I wasn't expecting. And then my husband had to do the same. So fast forward to today, we got up this morning, we headed there, we needed to be there 30 minutes early. And we went to the Fertility Center of San Antonio. And everybody there was super nice. We got there, we checked in, we filled out more paperwork, and then they took us right back and we sat and we waited for the doctor to come in. And before they took us into like a exam room, they took us into more of like a private office, like a conference type room where me and my husband and the doctor could sit and talk. And so the doctor finally came in and he explained everything to me. Everything I ever wanted to know about my reproductive organs and how things work. He told me all about it. I had no idea what he was talking about. I'll probably not remember it, but it was very interesting to hear about the types of things that they look for. And one of the things that I really liked about my doctor was that he seemed genuinely excited to educate us about these topics. He was very thorough in educating us. He explained everything. He even made some jokes about how your body has like anti-sperm antibodies that like fight off sperm when it enters your body. Like, who knew? Who knew that? Also, your body has some other type of defense mechanism doing the same thing. So like your body's working hard to not let these suckers through. It's very interesting. I would think it'd be the opposite way around. So he gave us a really good education on that type of thing. And then he explained the 2 different types of procedures that he was looking at doing. And so I have a little cheat sheet of paper The first one is an IUI, and the only thing I can think of describing that as is not in vitro yet. It's artificial insemination basically, and this is a lesser cost, but the variables have to be like really good for this to work for us. And so we needed to do a little bit of testing to figure out if this would work. The next one is IVF, which is that in vitro fertilization that you hear a lot about. And this is probably going to be a more viable option. It's more controlled. And so that's definitely something that we're going to be talking about. So after the doctor explained those things to me, they had me go into an exam room where he took a look. He could see my cervix and he said it looked good. And then he did a transvaginal ultrasound. So this is probably like my 4th transvaginal ultrasound so far. And when I got my first one, I didn't really know exactly what to expect. And I'm gonna say it's not painful. It is kind of uncomfortable and kind of weird, but it's not painful. There are times when you feel more pressure than others. And sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, it feels like I'm about to be ripped because of the way that the transvaginal ultrasound wand is like moving around. But it's not like terrible. My husband has also sat with me through each one of these, and I've had like, this would be like number 5 in the past like month and a half. And it makes him a little squeamish. You can definitely tell he is just a little bit uncomfortable sitting there through it, but he's fine. So after they did that, I got back dressed and we went into another room, and the doctor, I did not see the doctor. I went into the other room and a nurse came in to explain my next steps. And so my next steps is basically to prepare for my period and to prepare for a round of testing that they need to do. And so I just miscarried the very end of last month going into January. And so I'm due to get my period within 3 to 4 weeks. And so on day 1 of getting my period, what I'll need to do is contact the office as well as contact a radiographer to have first a test done and then have a sonogram done. And so the test that I need to have done, I'm gonna like really butcher the pronunciation of this, but I will write it down below. It is called a hysterosalpingogram, HSG. It's performed in radiology between cycle days 7 and 10. So when I get day 1 of my cycle, I call and I schedule this appointment. Also, during this time on day 1 of my cycle, I have to call our doctor and schedule a sonogram for any day up to and including day 5. And they will be doing a seraphine. I'll write the word down here somewhere. And I'll need a sonogram. So after this, I'll need to go through a couple of different things that I haven't learned so far, but basically the HSG is what they really talked about, what to expect with that. And I've seen a good video that really went through it, so I'll link that somewhere up here for you. It's not my video, but it really kind of gave me a preview of what's to come. And so I really appreciate that video being posted because they did a really good job. And so I'll get that done, and basically what they'll be doing is putting some saline into my body, I believe, and then taking a really good look at that area using an x-ray. And with the sonogram, they'll also be looking at my follicle size. So they'll really be looking at my follicles to see how ready they are to release eggs, how many are releasing eggs, and things like that. And so after that gets done, I'm not sure what will happen yet. I'll find out as we get closer. But also today, my husband did do a semen analysis as well. And we are just waiting on some results of that. And that will greatly influence what step that we take. If we'll move straight into IVF or if we'll take the artificial insemination route. So more to come on that. I'm really kind of nervous about which way that will go. One is more expensive than the other, but luckily I have really good insurance through our job. And they cover a good portion of all of this. So yeah, so we really wanted to get the move on with this, especially me. I wanted to get the move on with this. And then I also just wanted to post a few videos about what to expect. Also during this appointment, they did take a lot of blood. They have a lot of tests that they want to run. They also really ask if you want to do a genetics testing as well, and we'll probably move forward with that, especially because most of us really don't know what type of different genetic abnormalities come with both sides of our families. I have a side that I don't know a lot about, and Mike doesn't know much about either one of his sides of families, so we'll probably move forward with that as well. And that's a little costly, but I think it'll be definitely something that we'll be glad to have, especially if we do get pregnant and have children, and we'll be able to tell them exactly, you know, the things that we have going on. So that's it for my video today. I really just wanted to share what to expect on day 1 of going to a fertility specialist. If you have any questions, be sure to put them down below in the comments, and I'll answer them the best that I can. I am not a medical professional. I don't remember half of what the doctor told me, but I can do my best to share my experiences and what's going on with me. So that's it. I will update you guys in the future when I go for my next appointment, which will probably be when I start my period. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. I really appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you want to see more things like this. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.